Okay, I think I'm just gonna start. I was trying to wait it out and see it, and let Stella back in beforehand, so I didn't have to get up. But probably good if I get up and move. Sometimes after I sit here in this one position for like an hour and a half, I am so fucking stiff. Even though I like move around a lot, I'm so fucking stiff. And I want to start this. I want to start this song because I want to say something about this song. But I have a bunch of things I want to say. So, anyways, I'll see, because she could stay out there a while. And I have the light on over the thing because it's so dark again. It's like 2:30, so it's 2:30, and just starts snowing out of the blue. It's 38 degrees. It's supposed to be raining for the next couple days. It's just full on snowing. And so it's just so wacky, man. And it's so wild too because still wanted to go for a walk, and I had forgotten that we hadn't gone or something, and I had fallen asleep earlier in the like, I don't know. My day is just weird. I don't even know. Can't even put. I slept a while ago, and when I woke up, I still felt like really out of it, you know. So I was uh doing stuff. I have no idea. That's how out of it I am. What the fuck am I talking about? I have no idea. Like, what the fuck? But I do want to say one thing is I just shared the TikTok that I had put together that shows the transformation. And I think one of the big things is right around here. It is like when you're just looking like this, I think all of this back, because this was all white. So I think that, like, there's just a little bit left. And it's so much like, it's weird how it just keeps getting more and more like the color. But anyways, I sent that to a couple different people too. My kids haven't said one thing. There's nothing. I was like, I told you, like, I don't know. It's strange. But I was like, I'm trying to say things to help you so that you can go and take care of yourself so you don't get like, I don't know what people think I'm trying to say or do. Like, what? I'm sure my kids just think I just want them to tell me how great I look and how it's like, no, I'm trying to show you this is real. Like, you guys don't listen to anything I say. It's my weird beliefs. It's my weird, and I try and tell people and they don't listen to me. When I sent the video to my mom, she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that is just, I don't remember the word, whatever she had said. I said, I keep trying to tell y'all. Is like, yeah, this is real. I'm not just saying it. I'm trying to say so other people can do it. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I swear to God, people are just themselves. They're just. There's so much about the other people. Like, I can't get all caught up in it. It's like, I don't know what they got to process. It's not my problem. But this song. So this song, come on, this is my playlist. I'm gonna still have this going, and you won't probably be able to barely hear it, but it would be kind of in the background. But I was like, I think that I love this song, and it is like, it's really sexy even. Like, I think it's sexy, and it's like, it makes me happy when I hear this song. It makes me want to dance, and it gets you like, again, this kind of certain kind of dance. That's why I say it's like kind of sexy. And what's weird is I just think there's so many people who would say like, oh, that's low vibration. That's low vibration music. And it's like, well, how is it low vibration if it makes me happy and it makes me feel good? If it makes me feel passion, if it makes me feel something, maybe my vibration is different than your vibration. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I'm going to start and I don't know what other songs will come after. And you probably won't be able to hear this barely. And you probably have to like really focus to try and hear it. But it's out of a vampire movie. But I don't know if it was written for the vampire movie. But I really like this song. It reminds me of Bauhaus, this band from back in the 80s. And it reminds me of like Bela Lugosi. There was a song. So anyways, I don't know. It reminds me of a certain period of time. And it was kind of like a dark period. There was a lot of people going around like, I don't know. I think that's kind of when that vampire trend started. A lot of people started going, a lot of people really got into that. Really got into that whole vampire thing. And I think that must be like the goth period or something. I don't know. I never do that. So anyways, what was I going to say? But what I was seeing, when I was watching videos on TikTok, it's just like, I don't know. It's so weird watching this energy play out. And it is kind of like watching the people fight it. And I don't know. It's weird to get to this certain perspective when other people, and it's just really pouring down. Oh, you guys can't see it. It's just really pouring. Let's see if I turn the thing, if you can see it. Dun, 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 dun. Like, look at that. Maybe that's a better view anyways. So you get more to look at. Oh, and then I can kind of scoot over this way. That's better than the door. Watch the snowstorm. And plus this new, I really like this one. This new post thing. It is so much more sturdy than the other ones. But the way the legs line up, it also makes how I have to sit, and I guess I can move the chair around and whatnot. But anyways, it is, I don't know. It's like people who are negative and hateful are trying to just justify their negative and hatefulness and trying to blame everything and everyone else for their negative and hatefulness. It all comes back to you. You are the projector. You are the one who is putting that out there. And it is just so weird too, is because there's so much of the people who, they don't understand the energy you're putting out is the energy that is going to come back on you. And so these people putting out all this hate, I don't know how it's going to come back, but it's going to come back. And there's a lot of different energies playing out. And oh my God, the amount of fucking crimes going on against kids right now. Jesus Christ. It's like the slaughter of the innocents. It's like, how low can we go as a society? Because even though, it's like this guy down the street and that guy over there, doing all these horrible, horrible things, it still is a byproduct of our society, of where our society got to. Everybody became like fucking sociopaths, cut off, not feeling feelings, not feeling, it is also, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, because also people are like cut off from their own feelings. That's what I was like thinking too when I was listening to this music, of like when you feel like that passion, that burn or whatever, how that like can freak people out and make them feel like they're dirty or naughty or disgusting or something. And but then we go to such extremes, because then there's people who just keep, I don't know if they had felt something at one time, like maybe they were child abused and then they felt some kind of thing, and then they just go out and do all this fetish stuff because it set such a distance between feeling for them, like regular stuff, they can't feel it. And so because they got broken. But see, there's just so much brokenness in our society. There's so much that just is falling apart. And I just seen this spiritual guy, and he was talking about the love and light people, I guess. I don't know. He didn't call, he just said these spiritual, I don't remember what he called them. I don't think he called them super spirit or spiritual gurus, but something like that. Everybody calls them something like that. Because they are all up their own ass. They all think they are the saviors, they're chosen, and then they just like market themselves for just like, I don't know. It's almost even like they just go and I don't know. There's something weird. The whole thing is just weird. It's like it's just not authentic. And but he was saying that there's all these people who have been doing shadow work for 6 years now. He said they're all just always in the shadow. They're doing their shadow work, and they are using the shadow to manifest and stuff. Like, I don't follow any of those people, so I don't know anything about that. But I do know, like, that is out of balance. You're not here to just, like, I don't even know why would you stay in your shadow. Like, you just stay in your dark side. You just really are digging on the dark side of yourself. Like, this is about finding balance. Like, you gotta have the dark and the light. And if you're in the dark so much, maybe the light makes you uncomfortable because you feel exposed, because there's parts of you that you're hiding and that you're not working on them, and it's more comfortable in the dark. So there can be a lot of different reasons why these people continue to stay in the dark, but it is important as you traverse this landscape of awareness and healing that you move through it. You don't just set up camp. Just set up camp. We're just going to stay here a while. But I said that has been such a big part of the awakening to me. That's like I've just watched an observation as people wake up to certain things, and then they just become terrified and scared, and then they just focus on it. Start telling everybody, they're screaming about it, why aren't you guys listening? Somebody listen. Because they're just in total fucking panic. And then they're get so mad at everybody else because they're not awakening. It's like, dude, you're not either. I hate to break it to you. You're stuck. You're real stuck. And so you don't want to get stuck in any of the kind of process. You don't get stuck in the dark. Like, you got to move out of the dark. You got to question yourself of why would you be staying in the dark? Because I would think it would have something about being exposed or going into the light would make you feel uncomfortable. Because if you are just staying in the dark, like, how much darkness do you have to work through? Because all it really is to me is having an awareness. It is like it's like you're going through life, and you are, you start out the show and you get handed all your problems. You get that hand dealt. And so then it's like, okay, this is the hand I got to play. And then you start having the different people that are going to play your hand, it is like play your game. Okay. So it is like a play your game. So then you're going to have all these people who you interact with who are going to play your game. But then you start like realizing your hand, isn't so great. And, there's a whole process through your development of going from being so injured, feeling like you're broken, and then trying to get into society in whatever way. And a lot of people, this is a part of our society that really collapsed and really opened up, where there were so many people who didn't feel like they could enter society and be respected or be accepted or whatever. It was just like, everybody suddenly felt broken. Everybody had autism. Everybody was trans. Everybody didn't fit in. Nobody fits in. And so that is, it's all a stage of development. So that is where we got kind of jacked up. And so when you keep going though, then as you go through the process and you interact with people, and it makes you a stronger player. So you go through the game and you play your hand, and you become a stronger player. So it can, a lot of the places we play things out is at work and dating. And so you play your hand out, and you become a better player. You start, but there's a period of time though where you can become a better player. This is another place where I think it stumbles people, where people fall, where people get broken, is they start thinking it's everybody else's fault. So hold on. So when everybody, that's like a scapegoat, with it. Oh my gosh, the snow is blowing so hard. Oh my gosh, so it's covered with snow. It's snowing hard, man. Like big giant flakes. Don't hit my camera, sweetie. Okay, so can you even see how hard it's snowing now? What are you doing? What? I'm doing this. You come over here. God, drama. You can't see her so well. She's so dramatic. She's so bossy. Oh my gosh, Stella, stop it. Come over here and lay down. I am doing my work right now. Okay, something over here. Oh my God, that's where you hit it? Here. I knew she hit a treat earlier. Earlier, I gave her a cookie. She picked it up, she took it outside, and she buried it. And so then, it was hours and hours later, and she came in. Oh, because I got a package. And every package now, she thinks that she's getting a treat. So I gave her a treat. And then I went to go try all my stuff. And so I had given her a treat. And then she came in there and she was like going in circles and acting so weird. And so I was like, where is your treat? Go eat your treat. And I was looking everywhere for it. Couldn't find it. I don't even know what the hell. Why is she going? She's doing the weirdest shit. I don't even know. She's just doing weird shit. Like, super weird. I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, ascension thing, or brain cancer. Like, I don't fucking know at this point. Like, I swear to God. So anyways, as you go through the stages, you get to this point where, to me, you start thinking it's everybody else's fault. Everybody else has got problems, and your boss has problems. Your boyfriend has problems. Everybody else has got the problem. So you just blame everybody else. No, I don't know. It's probably something in our programming, because everybody does it. Everybody does these things. So it's somehow, it's set up, or it's just a part of the process or something. I don't know. But anyway, so people go through the point of blaming everybody. And then, I don't know, it seems like people just get like dissatisfied, give up, just, it just is wild. Because I just saw this other guy. And these videos go all the time. So I'm single now. So anybody out there looking, because I'm ready to go. Let's, and some people are ready, like, okay, I'm ready to get married. Anybody, it's like, how are you guys just like, whoever, do I look good? Do you want a little of this action? Come on by. It's like, I don't know. I prefer this other method of connecting on your soul, connecting on your spiritual level, and working towards each other. So I don't know. I believe in a different way of being than a lot of these people try and live their lives. But when you go through the thing and you blame everybody else, you don't take responsibility, so nothing really changes. So you become more dissatisfied. It becomes harder. Like, why bother? And it's very frustrating. Like, if you've ever been in any long-term relationships, divorces, any of that stuff, it's very frustrating, especially when you're going through it. Even when you're in a really toxic relationship, it's so frustrating for both people. And so both people feel abused. And that's the part where you start awakening to your own patterns and your own darkness, so that you start seeing, it's a whole thing. Because even on the spiritual level, you start understanding that you're just playing roles. You're just doing patterns. You're just doing a template. You're just here to learn. You're here to explore yourself, to understand yourself, to test yourself, to challenge yourself, to see what you're made of. So you go through this stuff, and we're always all learning and teaching each other. And it's not like we have to sit down and teach each other. We teach each other just by people being able to witness you, being able to see. And then that gives them, an idea of awareness for themselves. Like what I keep trying to do about the vitamins and the detoxing and the minerals and stuff. How it reverses a sign of aging, that aging isn't real. And you still have all these people are just pushing hard on aging. And then, I don't know, all of this is just going to, it's all going. Because I'm not the only one. This isn't just old Wacky Kelly. Old Wacky Kelly doing this again. Old Wacky Kelly's always on something. No, this is a movement. This is something that's growing. This is a tornado that is picking up speed. And so that's what I'm saying. That the things that are going to be moving forward, the real things, they're going to expose themselves. It's going to be exposed. And aging is not, it wouldn't be reversing just by starting to really focus on health. Like it wouldn't be reversing. So that to me shows me. And I don't know how people can just think, well, that's just her. Well, it's just her. It's just, she's not going to age. She's probably a robot. I don't know. But anyways, it's real. It's for all of us. It's a lifestyle change. This is what we're going through. And that is why there's some people it's happening to show so that other people can get direction and which direction to go. And, it's about lifestyle and healthy and taking care of yourself and being spiritually aware and spiritually connected and caring about this place and caring about the people around you and caring about the energy that you put out. Like this is the transformation that we're going through. And so while you are going, as you advance through yourself and you get to the point of reaching your shadow is, which is a gift. Like there's a lot of people who, don't get to, or, in the past, I think that there was a lot. Now we're going through a period of time where everybody's going to get to see their shadow. Everybody's going to get to see themselves as others see them. You're going to get to experience yourself in a way that you are unfamiliar with. And so all of the, but I don't understand these people with their shadow thing. Like when I went through my shadow, so to me, my shadow was, like your kids tell you you're so horrible, you did this to me, you did that to me, you're the worst person in the whole wide world. And then you, I don't know, it's like you're kind of defensive, kind of like, because you do your best, like, but it's like you don't realize your broken stuff is affecting other people. And so it's kind of like you become defensive and people become angry and stuff, but it's like you need to have the acknowledgement that, I was broken. Like I was pretty fucked up. Like I wasn't firing on all cylinders. Like, imagine it was kind of hard. You gotta let go of that and really realize what their experience was so that they can grow and heal, and that the wounds in between can be mended. And so the extension of family is the trail of growth. That is, So anyways, so when I went and met my shadow, then, oh my gosh, a big giant branch just fell. Did you see that? I don't know, maybe it was a tree. Might be a tree. Not a big tree. Like, fuck. Man, this shit. Oh my god, damn. Oh god. It's so tedious. It's so treacherous. It's like, oh my god. Can't wait till we get past this part. Damn. Just like when you think, okay, well, it's spring. Nope, we're going to hit you with a snowstorm. I think that's a little dead tree that fell. I don't know what the hell it is. Like, it's pretty big. So, anyways, in weirdo world. Okay, so when I was facing my shadow, that was where I saw my weak side, the side of me that was broken, the side of me that was wounded. You know, it's where you go in and you see like, oh my gosh. And that is why, you know, when you face that side of yourself, it's hard because you see yourself as weak and, you know, it's facing some hard stuff. And, you know, why couldn't I do better? Or why could, you know, so that is your shadow. So I don't, and then when you get to it and you find it and you see it, it's more of like, to me, this was what I went through. Like, I don't know, you can listen to a bunch of different people, what they went through. But so to me, it was more of an accepting my broken sides of myself. Being like, you know, is the same thing as like when you go back to your wounded child and you go back in the room and you protect them, you hold them, you tell them they're funny, you tell them they're kind, whatever it is that, you know, that they needed. And so you that is when you as an adult, you as your advanced higher, your more advanced self goes back to your childhood wounds and faces them and protects yourself, or however you process through it. So then when you hit your shadow, it's like, to me, it was like my young adult time, like when I was a mom. Like, it would depend on what stage of life and where you are and the stages and stuff as to what you face, what things that you face. But to me, I was facing myself as a young mom. And especially, you know, where you know, you think you got it all going on, you think you're doing better, you know, and stuff, you know. And then you just have to see, like, your own selfishness, your own, the you have hurt people and stuff. And then when you get to that point, that's when you start realizing, oh, so probably the people who hurt me didn't really do it on purpose. They probably hurt me because they are broken and they didn't know how to act and they didn't know how to behave and they didn't know what to do and they were pushed beyond their limit and stuff. And so then you start having, you know, empathy and compassion. You start seeing like the play in a bigger way, and it takes away your judgment. It takes away your anger, your frustration, your bitterness. It gets you to the point of being able to say, like, you know, accept you for all your broken parts. And that's the thing that's going on right now that I really think is being shown, is that how judgy people are. People don't just accept people for who they are and all their broken parts. And, you know, everybody wants somebody to be a certain way. And it's almost like, well, why? Why does it matter what other people are like? You know? Why does that have any effect on us? Why do we care? That was a weird sound too. Huh. I wonder if they're trying to do some fucking avalanche on us or something. That was the other day on our weather thing. They said we were in an avalanche warning. But I was like, where would the snow, like, we're not right under the snow thing. Even on the side of the mountain going up, it was like the snow was up at the top and the bottom was dry. I was like, so weird. I don't think I've ever seen it like that, or I never paid attention. That's one thing too. It was like, when you're going through so much of the stuff, then it's like, man, was I just not paying attention? Was it always that way? Or is this different? You know what I mean? And now, today's the 2nd. So now it's 11 days till my appointment, I think. So if I got to be there in the morning, so I'll have to leave in the morning on the 13th. So today is the 2nd. So yeah, it's like 10 days or something. Oh my God, I'm so excited. You know, one thing too is like, they don't, like, they just don't fit my body. Like, they don't fit in the same clothes as I fit in. And that's something. It's just like, man, I've got a bunch of things I'm going to say to this guy. I just hope that, you know, I just feel like the universe is bringing me in that direction. Like, they're bringing me to the right place at the right time. Because just the way it went with even that way that referral came, and I was already looking for a different place before that. Because if I would have got that rejection, I don't think I would. I just would have went straight to the Spokane one and started calling them to see. And now I haven't heard anything from them, and they were so fucking snotty on the phone. All those different girls that I talked to were fucking so snotty. So many of these people at this place, these places are snotty. This place, the guy was super nice. He was super, super nice. And so that gave me a good feeling. And then he went and talked to the surgical nurses, and they were all like, yeah, they would do that. And so I'm feeling positive. I think that the only reason they wouldn't is if something was wrong, like maybe if it was encapsulated or something, but I don't have that. Or if it was, no, mine's more of just like trying to go rogue. So anyways, it's like, oh, we're out. We know you don't like us. We're out. I'm just going to go over here. I'll just slip around your back. I was like, fuck off, bitch. Get over here. Oh, and now I keep seeing this stuff about this BBL. I kept being like, what the hell is a BBL? And so I kept seeing it. I kept being like, wonder what a BBL is. Well, so now there was somebody else now talking about like this BBLs, and they stink and stuff. And so then there's all these people talking about it. So I was like, okay, what's a BBL and why does it stink? So apparently, you know, Kim Kardashian, this is so wacky, man. I swear to God. So people, because Kim pushed that big butt thing. So, and I don't know what the deal is. Like, I don't know if her butt's real. Like, look, I don't know. So all these people went in and got this thing. As apparently they inject fat into your butt or something. I don't know for sure. But it sounds like they inject fat into your butt so that you can have this big, bouncy butt. And one guy was even saying, you know, those BBL girls, those aren't the girls you take home. So I'm like, ladies, stop doing this shit. Like thinking that you're getting yourself you're just turning yourself into a sex toy. And so they, and so apparently that they can't, I don't know, because their butt now is too big and too hard, and they can't wipe. They can't get in there or something. I don't know. And some of them are leaking the fat out of they're leaking fat out. Like there's some weird shit. It's like, this is the kind of stuff like where they're just Frankensteining people. So I keep saying, people is like, they go do this, and these trends get set by these influencers. Like, I'm sure they're probably whatever thing, like all those fucking billionaires or whatever, the people who control the world, they're probably like, oh, well, we got this new machine. It sucks the fat out of people. Go get them all to want to put it in their butts. Let's get a bunch of, to me, it looks like some sort of anime characters or something. I don't see how that looks good. I don't see why that is an attractive kind of like, it's strange looking. It looks kind of deformed. Like to try and make this like really tiny waist, and then to make, there's a weird thing that they do like on their thighs, and then make this big butt, but everything looks like distorted. And that's the thing, is like, it's so much more important for people to become comfortable in your own skin, comfortable with what God gave you, and not trying to change it into something else, because you're constantly going to look distorted. You're always going to look like something's out of place, something doesn't fit. And it's always going to be, and it's weird, is like, I just saw this one lady. Oh, I just don't even know, like, where people, like, do they just lose track of seeing themselves? This lady got these cheekbones. Like, that's a popular thing. You get these cheekbones. So, but to me, it looked like our cheekbones went like boing, like real big like that. Like it went out bigger, like not natural. Like, I don't know, it's probably bigger cheekbones than mine, I guess. But you know, mine stick out. And so hers, they stuck out and it looked like this big bony thing. And then it sunk way, way in here. And then she had these lips that were like, oh my God, so, so huge. And, the video I saw her, she was talking about how mean people are. Like, why do you think you can comment on my appearance? Why does it, you think it matters what you think I look like? And it's like, true. But I was just thinking, like, man, do people lose track? Like, do they see themselves different than how they look to other people? Like, I don't know. It's strange, but yeah, you'd have to accept yourself. And there was another one, too, that I had just seen, some other procedure that a bunch of girls are buying into. And it's blowing up. I don't think it was the BBL one, too. I think there was another one. But just leaking the fat out, even? Like, I don't know. Like, I just am anxious to get these plastic out of me. And I feel, you know, my own sense of, not insecurity. It's more recognizable. That's the thing, too. Is like, as you get older, you won't be walking around like, oh, look, I'm an insecure child. Like, I've got to put these implants in so guys find me sexy or something. I don't know. I thought when I had gotten them, of course you're going to feel like, you know, oh my God, I got bosoms. But the, mine was just insecurity because after breastfeeding and stuff, and they're just all so sad. But, you know, he's supposed to not put in, he decided it was going to go a couple sizes bigger than I wanted. And so that, and then you're stuck. You're stuck, man. Somebody else is making decisions while you're asleep, but you're stuck. Now, all these years later, yeah, I want them out. And then it's like, but walking around as an adult woman, that's just not my thing, you know. I'm not one of those cleavagey kind of people. And, you know, I mean, it's fine for some women that they like that, then more power to you. But I'm not like that, so it makes me feel very uncomfortable. And then especially when they don't fit your body, then it's that same thing that I keep talking about. Just looks strange. It looks strange. Like, but I'm glad that I didn't just inject a bunch of fat in there. I think that that's what they're trying to push to. I don't know if these ones will, but when I've looked up on these different websites and stuff for the plastic surgeons and the explant surgeries, some of them want to put in other implants, smaller implants, and inject fat and stuff like that. Like, hell to the no. I'll just go back to basics. I'll just go back to the original version, please. Just leave me alone. Let me go back to the original. I don't want any more of the tweaking and, you know, well, this would be better if I do this. And, oh, yeah, I also saw this video. I thought this was kind of comical because it was this plastic surgeon. And so she was talking about Demi Moore. So she has up the two faces of Demi Moore, the older version, and then the one that was the catwalk one where she revealed her new look, where I don't know what she did, if she got fat sucked out, or I don't know what the hell she did. Even when this lady was showing, because, so this lady she's talking about, oh, how everybody was just talking about plastic surgeons are just ruining people's faces and all this stuff. She's carrying on about it. And then she said, and now, look, and she's out there on the carpet, and look how good she looks, which I don't even think that's really her. I think it's her stand-in or something. And she goes, look how good she looks. And now everybody's talking about how great she looks and what great work she's had done. And you guys just can't make up your minds. Like, you're so hard on us. We're trying so hard as plastic surgeons. Like, oh my God, I couldn't even listen. I was like, this is what I'm talking about, though. Everybody's getting into this, like, oh, everybody's picking on me. Oh, wham, wham, wham. It says, you're going to be pushed to face these sides of yourself, these sides of our existence. You know, there's a lot that has to be seen. There's a lot that is opening, and a lot that is, but there is like a lot that people don't want to see, you know. Oh, and I guess it was another train derailment. And what was, there was like, I've seen a couple of different things. Like there's, well, where, oh, maybe it's stopping snowing now. I was going to say some weird snowstorm over here. But the snow, oh yeah, this was weird. So up there on Donner's Pass or something, that they had a blizzard and all got snowed in. There was a 1,000-car pileup or something. So there's like 1,000 people trapped up on Donner's Pass or something in a blizzard. Like, I don't know, is that full circle? Like, hopefully they don't start all eating each other, but I don't know. I was just like, oh my gosh, see how everything just keeps playing back out and playing back out. There's like these energies that are finishing or something. I don't know. It's strange. And I don't even know if it's the same Donner's Pass, but it's called Donner something, Donner Pass, Donner something. So anyways, even if it's not the same Donner Pass where they all ate everybody and we're stuck in the blizzard or whatever, but I don't know. The whole thing is just weird. And, so I saw that there was a train derailment. There is, I was trying to think, because my daughter, she's traveling right now, and they landed in Texas, and then she had to go to Mexico, but there was some weird stuff, so I'm sure there's always weird stuff. I told her, that's why I'm not traveling, that's why I'm not going, because she asked me, well, why don't you ever go anywhere? And it's like, well, that's why I don't want to go. It's like everything is falling apart. As it falls apart, it's just nonstop nonsense, nonstop bullshit. It's like you're going to run into, like, I've seen so much bullshit on traveling things. I mean, there's a lot of people, like my one daughter and her dad got back from New Zealand and everything went fine. They went on that big trip and got back. So there's a lot of people out there traveling and getting to experience, you know, and I don't know what their guidance is or whatever. But to me, all I see is like, oh my gosh. Like, just like with my daughter, they're stuck there on the plane. They made them get all off. Then they had them do one thing. Then they said they got to change the tires. Then they're like, it's just one thing after another. And then it's like, see, this is the kind of shit that keeps happening. People miss their next flight. And then people keep getting trapped in places. The airlines aren't helping people. It's just nonsense after nonsense. And the weird things are happening on planes. People are dying in the fucking air. Fucking doors are flying off planes. Like, there's all sorts of wild shit going on. It's like, I don't know. This is all like, it's like I'm not a storm chaser. I'll just sit here and just wait until the storm's over. Because it will pass. It's like, this is the storm. And it will pass. And everything will change. And now I am thinking that Joe Rogan is a psyop kind of thing. There's something weird about it. And, you know, people kept saying it, especially with this new Cat Williams 3-hour interview. People were like, oh, this is Cat and him are some kind of psyop. They're some kind of plant. They are leading people how to look at things. And they're not being, you know, like they're talking a lot of stuff with UFOs and stuff. And I don't know, maybe they are paid by this other group, like to open the door to some stuff. But I don't know. I didn't listen to the interview. All I'm hearing is what the people are saying about it. So I kept seeing like all these people saying, and a lot of people have said Joe Rogan's a plant, a psyop. There's people who say Alec Jones is. So a lot of people are saying Joe Rogan was, but I don't ever watch him or whatever. So I'm just like, I don't, whatever. Everybody's got to figure out their own shit. They've got to come up with their own discernment. You got to figure out who you listen to and who you don't listen to. You got to see what aligns with you and what doesn't. And so, but I'll see little clips where people will share little clips. And so on this, Joe, it's about gold and about the gold standard. And he was saying like gold doesn't really have any value. There's nothing to use gold for. And I don't know, it was just really weird. I was like, this is strange. because we're going back to the gold standard. So, and gold is like fucking huge amount right now on the, to buy it by the ounce. But it's supposed to go way, way up, way higher. Like that one guy who was doing that breakdown off of the treasure, or the debt clock thing, whatever. There's some people who watch that stuff, and he was saying if you run the numbers as the way that they're showing, which I'm not a numbers person like that. I'm not a math person, and he said that it would end up being that the gold is going to be like 177,000 per ounce, and that silver is going to be like 17,000 per ounce. And so, a little up from both of those numbers. So, the gold is going to be what is like, it's like, it's weird because it is like it is kind of like a step down kind of thing. It's like it's kind of like a doling it out. And so it's like all of this gold that was gotten, that they've been collecting. So they got all this gold. And it was a big thing too, because they took it from like the Chinese Empire. They took all the gold out of the Vatican, all the gold out of the Federal Reserve. Like, you put all the gold. And then figured out how much everybody could have. Like, for all the people in the world. And being able to divide it out equally. And so then it is like going to these different places, like countries, or I think they're doing it like under countries. And so it's the easiest way to like switch the currency and stuff. And so then they're putting these freedom notes, or whatever they're called, these new note things, which somebody also said that Walmart was putting in a bunch of new cash registers, and they said note on them rather than dollar or cash or whatever. It said note. And so the notes that I would think maybe, because it's supposed to be like a one world currency thing, like we don't have to go and figure it out, because everybody's equal. Like, there is none of this third world country bullshit. That was all created. Everybody has resources. We're all equal. And so this is a reshifting of wealth, and it's the Jubilee. It's where everything shifts and goes the other direction for us financially, luckily, because we got to experience our other stuff already. So now we got to go to the part where we don't have to stress about money, and we just live our life. And so because I really do think that we're going to break free from the idea of countries. We're going to just become an open land. Like, I don't know what it would be called, and who even knows how, because we're going to have so many shifts in the landscape too. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be shifting around. And so, anyways, the gold is like the value system. So there's like all the different places. It's like the gold will sit there. And it's not like, it's like now, because there's nothing that had it. There was nothing. Us borrowing was their their currency, their value system. So this is valued as something real. But Joe's trying to be like, there's nothing you can do. There's like, how does it get its value? Where does it get its value? So I don't know. It's kind of like he's putting it down or something as we're shifting to it. I don't know where. I don't know where it gets its value. I don't know if there's some, it probably has something to do with energy or something. There's got to be something. Why gold is so valuable, and why there's only like a certain amount of it or something. I don't know. There's a whole thing, but all I know is it's shifting into the gold standard, and the silver is the most repressed of the metals, and that's where you want to invest, because you'll get the biggest payoff. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, the gold, I don't know. It's just weird how Joe was just talking about that. And the way trying to make it like not good or just kind of stupid or something. I don't know. You can go listen to it yourself and see what you think. To me, it just seemed kind of strange. See, I'm so uncomfortable. It's 49 minutes and it's just like, oh my gosh. Get so stiff. Okay, so let me think of other things that I was going to talk about. What was I going to talk about? Was there other things I was going to talk about? Oh, no. Man. Okay, let's go back to the shadow thing. Because, yeah, so if you are staying in the shadow, which I don't understand it. I don't understand what would you be doing in there? Why? I was really surprised when this guy said that. I was like, I never even hear this. Like, oh, I'm just doing my shadow work. I'm just been in my shadow for 6 years. I just stay in my shadow. It's like, I don't understand that. But when you go through the shadow work, you have an awareness of your shadow. You have an awareness of your patterns. You have awareness of your bad behavior. And so when you have an awareness of it, it gives you more of an opportunity to make, you know, subtle changes and tweaks and to do something different, to not continue in behaviors that you yourself look at as toxic. And so then that is where you are pulling yourself into balance. You're pulling yourself into alignment. You are comfortable in your shadow because it's like you surrender to your shadow, but you have an awareness of it. See, maybe they are, because there has to do also with this ego, where they say the ego death, but it isn't like your ego death. It's more of like putting your ego in its place. It's more of a management system. It's more of a recognition to understand what your ego does and how it works and how it drives you and how it can be super negative or toxic for you. And you have to manage it. What is it still? Why don't you come over here by me? You know I'm working. I feel like I'm going to get taken down from the music, but I do like having the lights on, and I do like having the music. And I have been getting the binaural beats. I've even been just going back and putting the ocean back on at night. I don't know if it's just the frequencies and stuff, and everything's so intense. And that's what I don't know too, if that's what she's bitching and moaning about. What is it? Why don't you come over here? Because you're disrupting me. And I don't like it. Like she cares. So, oh yeah, there's this, on TikTok, I did have this one, I have a few different conversations with people, but in this one girl, she was saying, so this is another thing that's going around, is where they're telling, these people are saying, what do they call it? They call it, oh yeah, and there's something else, the SIBO. There's a bunch of weird stuff people keep talking about. But what do they call it? It was called something. It was a word I had heard before, but now I keep seeing this other word. But anyways, but there's some documentary or show or something about it on YouTube, and they're saying that Donald is a woman and Melania is a man, and that they've switched. And it's like, I'm not into that. I don't believe that. Whenever you tell somebody too that you don't believe something, that I don't know if they believe it or not, I'll just say I don't believe that. But it, it was I think some people feel offended or something. It's like, you can't be bothered by what other people believe and what other people think. This is all a process too. So you're going to go through different stages of development and awareness and seeing things differently. Like you could see something one way this week, and next week you may see it completely different. And so it's it's moving through your perspectives of seeing. So, anyways, you can't just get all hung up on that. But the, what was I going to say? I was talking about the, were they talking about the shadows still? Man, I felt interrupted all of a sudden. Like the very, like something was pulling my distraction away, or pulling my focus, which is still weird about that light thing. It was so weird, because I had shut my eyes and I turned, turned and shut my eyes. I like to pull myself into I like to pull myself into this like little fetal position, and just pull myself into a little ball like a roly-poly, and it just feels good. And then, and my eyes were shut, but I could see still. But I can see all the time. Like I can shift my vision internal or external, but I wasn't trying to look internal, but it just opened up. It was like I wasn't trying. I was trying to shut everything off. And it was all of a sudden like it opened up. And it was like, okay, this is weird, because it's like dark space. There's a light out there. What is that light? Why is that light out there? And I kept looking at that light, and I'm thinking, like, why is that light there? And the more I thought of it, the more I focused on it, it was like the closer I was getting to it. But the weird thing was, as I was getting closer to it, it was like I was like leaving. It was like leaving my body. I don't know how to explain it. It was weird as fuck. I had to shake myself and pull myself out of it and sit up real quick and be like, oh my God, that was so trippy. That really felt kind of scary. It was weird. And I don't know. It was like trying to open portals and suck my fucking consciousness in there, trying to trap me. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise me if there's people whose consciousness maybe are trapped. Maybe some of them are. Maybe some of them are. Maybe they have left their bodies. Maybe that's why there's so much wicked shit going on. Because there's some wicked fucking shit. And there has got to be a lot. Man, this is a big thing. It seems like culturally we're processing. All these women leaving these strange men with their little kids. Like, I don't know. I feel like I probably did the same thing. Because I let the fucking one guy come and hang out, and he just moved himself right in. And I think that's what a lot of these guys do. And then when you're not strong enough to stand up and have boundaries, they just push and push and push. And you just feel more pushed. The more that they see that they can push you, the more they push you. And so no judgment on these ladies, but it's definitely something that is being processed out of our society. It's like, oh my God, how many fucking bad guys are in these ladies' houses? All these fucking poor kids. Like, there's just so much toxicity. And it's just so weird is how people, like, and this is where when you go through the shadow work and stuff, and you see, like, all these people are broken. They're all just broken. God, I keep hearing weird shit. Oh, I think that is kids outside. But I keep hearing weird shit. And but there keeps being weird stuff. Like, there's just weird stuff. But anyway, sometimes it's creepy. Super creepy. And did I already say about that fucking face up by the moon? Like, that guy, he went and got like a new camera now. He's like all into it. He went and got a new camera and went out and was getting the thing. And so he's got this fancy camera that zooms up, like you can hear it going, like zooming in. And he sounds really panicky too. Him and his daughter always sound really freaked. Like, is it out there still? Like, oh, damn. Like, and so they're like, it's getting closer. And so he can zoom up there. And the last 2 times I've seen it, you can see darkness in its eye. It's so fucking creepy. And it looks like it's looking. It looks like it's looking. And that's what he says too. He says it looks like it's looking right at us. And he says it's getting closer. And there was another thing too. He says it looks like it's looking at him. It's getting closer. Maybe that was the things. It looks like it's looking at him. It's getting closer. But it looks like it's moving and stuff. So I don't know if it is a hologram or something. But I'll tell you what's even stranger is this one girl who also has a different channel, like a completely different one. And she says that she has dreams and stuff like that, prophetic dreams or whatever. But she says she was outside and she looked up in the sky and she saw it. And she's in a completely different place than that guy. And it still freaks me out when I see the moonlight coming in my window. It's like, is that face up there looking down? And it probably is a hologram. Like, what in the hell could it be? Like a total, like, it would have to be. I don't even know. It's so fucking creepy. It's so fucking creepy. And because I mean, giants are one thing. Like, this thing is, like, the moon is like a little tiny dot next to it. It's like this light that you see, like if somebody was holding a candle and the candlelight is coming out and putting the light across their face. And that is what it's like. It's like a little light that is putting out so you can see the light go across its face. And it's so huge. It's way beyond a giant. Like, this thing would be like, it could be, like, I don't even know. I don't even know how. Like, it would be, just his face alone seems like it's the size of a planet. Like, is this the planet that's coming in? Is it coming in like an illusion? Is it coming in like it looks like it's got a face or something? Is this I don't even think the Anunnaki are giant like that. I think the Anunnaki are just giants. I think the Anunnaki are kind of like Viking-looking people. And I think they're kind of really big. And I think they're more like maybe 8 to 12 foot kind of range or something. Like, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of beings when all this shit goes down that we're really going to get some perspective on our size. I'll tell you that. And another thing too is more stuff on the puppets, the giant puppets. And there's other people too who are saying those are not puppets, those are giants, and they're huge, but they're still, these things are like more like 25 feet. Still, the one up in the sky, that face. I mean, his face would maybe be as tall as one of those. Like, that thing would be so fucking giant, we wouldn't even be able to see it. Like, it's weird. It's really weird. I would just hope to God it's a hologram. But so, not only is there, because these are videos now going around too. So, about the people, like the giants, those are the real giants. Because you can see them. There's something weird. Like, when their eyes, you can see life. The way they act, there's just something weird. And so somebody was saying these are real beings, and they're bringing these beings up from the ocean, and that there's something about these giant beings are coming up from the ocean, and that over, the parts of the ice wall are breaking off and floating out. But as it's breaking off, it's opening. It's like, I don't know if these giant monsters were always in the ocean down deeper, as the ice wall is breaking and giant monsters are coming out. Because there's and I don't know if people are just putting together this wacky footage and stuff, but there is definitely a lot. I've seen a lot of different footage of weird shit with the big giant creatures in the water. And there's a whole lot of weird stuff with these animal, like whales and sharks and stuff, beaching themselves. They're flying, they're going up on the sand like, I'm not going in there. Hell no. There was a whole pod of killer whales that did. And all the people ran out and they were doing everything they could to get the whales back into the water. As soon as they got the whales back in the water, the whales beached themselves again. It's like, I don't know. I think there's some fucking Godzilla shit out there. And some of this stuff looks like that. Some of this footage, which I don't even know where people are getting this footage. I have no idea. But there's also science. They're saying that they are unearthing these old ancient DNAs and stuff, and they're going to bring these shit back and stuff. And it just shows more of their fucking sci-fi fucking Frankenstein world. You know, that's why we got to stop partaking. We got to stop being their fucking Frankenstein monsters, letting them just test on us and do stuff. And I think it's got to really be driving home to people. Like, people have got to be waking up to the fact that their doctors are not catching on. The doctors just keep on, like, they're just on a script. Just keep saying the same shit. Just pushing the same shit. And don't give a shit if you got fucking side effects. Don't give a shit about what you got going on. They just are pushing harder and harder and harder. And when so many people are talking about all the poisons in the food, all the poison, like the Kellogg's thing is slowly blowing up. That just shows, well, I don't know. I don't know that everybody knows about that. Some people are boycotting it for different reasons. I think some people are boycotting just because that's rude to tell them to eat cereal when they know it's not that nutritional. But it's worse than that. It's fucking full of poison. And they probably even put extra. And so, but all of these different things, you know, is more and more people waking up. It's just like, how do doctors not catch on? There's all this poison in our fucking environment. And all these people just keep getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And doctors are just oblivious. And I started thinking, it's hush money. They make all this money. But it's like, you want your check, do what you're told. You shut the hell up. It's total sellout, you know. You're just going to do what you're told. Not be honest, not be authentic, not be real. And in order to get a paycheck. And then... But I have seen, though, there is a lot of doctors who are going in that direction of, like, holistic and naturopathic. And they are saying some really good stuff. Really good stuff that I definitely hear over and over and over. It is all our problems. Everybody's health problems are all from nutritional deficits and too many chemicals and too many parasites. It's just, it gets people too sick and beat down, and you can't fight things. And what was that? Because there was another sign of any of the signs of aging. So any of the signs of aging, I would just say, look at it as some sort of a mineral deficit. Like if you're having a lot of pain, a lot of joint pain, of your skin, your, it can affect your mood. All these things. There's people who start taking vitamin K and vitamin D. Like vitamin K is another one to add in. So selenium, vitamin K, Celtic salt. And then we also are taking the boron. But then vitamin D, magnesium, drink out of copper. And there's more. We just got to keep on seeing. But there's other doctors who are talking about them. Some of the ones, I don't even know what they are. And so, but if there's different people who have different health issues, like I don't have any health issues. I don't have anything wrong with my heart. I don't have anything wrong with my circulation. I don't have anything wrong with my kidneys. I don't have anything wrong with my liver. I don't have anything, Oh, and I saw another video of another girl who was talking about all of this sickness that she had healed. So she had been working on healing all this sickness, and her age started reversing. So I'm telling you, this is real. It just is for those of us who went in that direction when we had to start healing ourselves and went into the direction of natural and stuff. Western medicine had already disappointed us enough and go into natural. Then you start seeing And then you start trying to tell people, and people don't want to listen. People don't want to hear. They want to stay where it's safe. It sounds a little too wacky. But that's what I'm saying. It's going to pick up steam. There's going to be more and more people. It's going to be more and more people are going to see. But you have to take matters into your own hands. You know, it is a lifestyle change. And a lot of people, they like their lifestyles the way they are. But those lifestyles are going to, burn out. It's like you're being drained of all of your life force, all of your minerals and stuff. It's being pulled from everywhere else in your body. What was that one? Because it was something a girl was saying. It was, osteoporosis. That's what it was. She's even got holes in her bones. And she said that she has to, and it's super painful, because I was like, well, that would be like bone cancer. And she said, yeah, it's super painful. And she's taking vitamin D and vitamin K, which is supposed to be a good compound for osteoporosis. But right there, that is pulling the minerals out of your fucking bones. So it pulls it out of your hair, pulls all of your minerals out of your hair, and turns it into albino. It just sucks the life out of it. And then it sucks the life out of your fucking bones. I think it sucks it out of your skin. I think it sucks it out of your kidneys. Like, whatever it is. Like, everybody's got different shortages, you know? I mean, everybody lives differently. Everybody eats differently. Everybody lives in different areas. So everybody has their own natural deficits, their own, and everybody's own DNA structure. Your DNA structure has something to do with your needs. So everybody has to figure out their different ones and what they need. But all that shit is pulling out of you. Like your the bones decaying. And this is a lot more serious than what people are taking. Like, gray hair and white hair is a lot more serious than what people are understanding. Once the people go through the transformation and then they start understanding, then they will see, like, oh my gosh, I think it's profound. You start filling up with minerals, and all of a sudden it's like I see like a cup. I see like a cup being filled up, but it is like, I don't know, it goes from Sprite to cola. You know what I mean? It's like, it resaturates, it changes it fills it back up with color and tone. And so, anyways, I don't know. I find this whole experience to be, this whole experience, because mine's been going for a long time. From the point where I got my brain injury, and then, after my brain injury, it was just so much. Then I had to get another surgery in that same year because they jacked up my first fucking hysterectomy. Then I had to go in and do another fucking surgery. And then, and another thing too that I have been working on that I had noticed is, so for me, on my core, and this is, I think, something that like a lot of women have to really realize, how much they were injuring us. And so for me, I was 20 and I had gallbladder, so they cut that out. And that's when they cut it out. So it was a big cut right across the top of my torso, right at the bottom of my diaphragm. So big cut right there. So all those muscles from the time I was 20, and I was pregnant. So I didn't even really realize the damage. Or I just had a baby. I think I just had a baby. So maybe I was 21. It was right around this time. And so my gallbladder got out. And then they did a bunch of surgeries through my belly button. So they did a whole bunch. So I was full of scar tissue. Then down where my C-section was, they cut me open over and over on the hysterectomy. So they cut that one over and over and over and made all that scar tissue. So my whole entire torso had been cut in all scar tissue. And when you're trying to like move and do exercises and stretch, that's where you'll start feeling. And how much of that, like, it'll hurt. It hurts when you're trying to build your core back up when it's damaged like that. You have to push through that. You have to keep pushing. And there's even parts where I feel like I was like having to, like, not tear. I don't, that sounds too vicious, because it wasn't like tearing scar tissue. I was more like massaging it, and I was like doing Reiki on it, like moving, some stuff, and doing stretches and stuff. And plus, I use a lot with my mind and envisioning and stuff. And so pulling it, and I swear to God, it really did make more movement and stuff. It hurt. It did hurt. And I was like, oh my God, what they have done to women. Because as a nurse, even, I had said how many women come in with abdominal surgeries, abdominal problems, gut problems. Like, it's so many. And the doctors don't give a fuck. They are so mean to the women about it. And they just turn it into like, you're a whiner, you're sickly, get over it. And just thinking about how much damage that they have done to women's bodies, where the birthers, where the ones where the creation comes through. And it's like we've been under assault this whole time. And so our hormones, our position, our self-esteem, our physicality. And so it's all a regaining yourself, it's a going back to self, a reclaiming who you are, and finding yourself back to find yourself, to become whole again, to become you again. And I swear to God, that's what so much of it seems like, is the journey back to self. Like the self that you ran from, the self that you were ashamed of, the self that you hid from, the self you thought nobody would accept. And then you find yourself running back to that self, proud to be who you are. But you go through the process. You got to go through a lot of accepting and healing, and and that's not just shadow work. That's not just darkness, and there's no reason to stay in this shadow. There's no reason to stay in the dark for years and years and years. And so again, I don't understand that, and I don't know who everybody follows. But when you hear that kind of stuff, that terminology and whatnot, don't feel like that's something that you need to do. No, what your gain, or what your aim is, or where you find gain and what you aim for, is balance, is the acceptance of your dark side, the acceptance of you, and because it leads to acceptance of all, and then to see your light side. But you have to find a balance between the two, because everybody is heavy on one side or the other. Everybody's either, trying to please others in order to be liked, or like angry. It's like these two states. Everything has these like two states. You got to go and find yourself. Where do you find yourself? And you may have different behaviors in different groups with different people. Like maybe your mom's a lot safer, so you have a totally different behaviors. And maybe your dad, you feel more tense, so you don't relax as much, so you don't have the same behaviors. So you can show different people different sides of yourself, but you are the one who has to find your balance in being able to protect yourself and love yourself, the nurturing, caring side of yourself, and the protective side of yourself that has boundaries and is not guarded, but is guarding. Like you are taking care of yourself. That is, and so many people don't. So many people put that off on somebody else. Somebody else take care of me. Somebody else take care of me. Make me feel better. Make me whole. And nobody can do that for you. And it is a burden, and it drains people. And a lot of people, they love people, so they want to try and fix it for them, but you can't. Everybody has to fix it for themselves. And everybody has to go through the process of learning to do things that are scary or difficult, to push yourself a little out of your comfort zone. To find yourself is to champion yourself, because if you play it safe and you don't ever take a risk and you never take a chance, you never see the side of yourself that you have a hidden side of yourself right there. And, so that's a shadow side. Maybe your shadow is somebody who is, you don't take enough risks. You're always playing it safe. You don't want to, you don't want anybody to say something mean to you or something, that is your shadow. So everybody has got their own stuff that they got to find, and their own, not as toxic behaviors, but it's like your own response system to life. Like the things that life has, you have a response system, and everybody has their own, fine-tuned way of experiencing. So anyways, that is, I think there gets to be too much of where people think like they've got the hidden recipe, and so you can just go do what somebody else is doing. But that's not how the universe works. The universe is going to always push you to find what you need, and not to think like, well, that person needs that, so I probably, if I got that, then I'll probably be okay. And that is why I keep trying to get people to understand too, in this journey, or so many people just want to know exactly, what do you take? Where'd you get it? What, all these exact things. And it's like, you got to tune into yourself. You got to tune into your own body. You got to tune into your own needs. And I'm not saying that any of the products that I've gotten are better than any other products. I'm not out there pushing and trying to market anything and sell something. I'm just trying to get people to understand to take control of their health, and that they can feel better, and that there is a big process. Because mine started way back, and I got my brain injury in 2009. And so, it is a healing journey, and it is, oh my God, you're so dramatic. You are seriously so dramatic. Why are you doing that? Why don't you just come over here by me? Why are you crying about? I don't understand what you're crying about. See, she does this sometimes. I think that she's uncomfortable for sure. Are you uncomfortable? Are you ready for Mom to be done? Mom's probably ready to be done too. And so Stella and I both want to say to love yourself, love everybody, and have a loving day. Have a loving day and night. And so I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully I said something that helps you out. And I'll talk to you later. Love ya. Bye.